Chapter 12. I found myself back at the Mormon temple. The demons were all dispensed, yet the barrier remained. I stepped inside, holding Dimitri on my back, grounded by his massive weight. Michael made carrying him look effortless. He felt like my cross. Caught in the mess I started, one of the few trying to end the blight or the rapture. I stopped at the steps and wondered why I had returned here. Both sides of good and evil seemed bottomless, unforgiving and inhumane. No matter what, one will never know if they please God. Even angels quake at the chance to appease God, yet never truly know. These demons spent their lifetimes worshiping Samael. All of them turn against him and kill him in his club. There seemed no end to good or evil. I wonder what awaits beyond good and evil. So after so much death and bloodshed in God's name, I had nothing left inside my soul but a yearning for peace. There had to be a way to stop either side from gaining victory. I didn't know it. Enoch, you've returned. Deacon Young was wearing a white smock and a straw hat, holding a garden hose. Hey, I apologize for sending you to purgatory. I wasn't expecting what I saw. I bowed my head. All is forgiven by Jesus our Savior. My younger friend, he gave me time to think and reflect on how far I had come. I spent so much time living as this human, I'd almost forgotten I was a demon. I dearly wanted to, but was unable to forget. He began but shut his mouth quickly. He seemed humbler than when we met. I was close to descending into hell. I felt my very soul run cold. He shivered under the 90-degree sun. I came back for wisdom. I need a way to stop the rapture. The rapture is a Catholic figment. The apocalypse is the true threat. I shook my head, having no time for his deceptions. I need to speak to Elder Price. Deacon Young nodded his head, giving a gesture to head inside. I pray you have peace in your new life. What are you carrying, I must ask? The item seems so fascinating. The angel's technology is truly beyond our times. His fingers trailed the wrappings. I set the cast upright, displaying the demon seals and divine inscriptions. So the rapture is real. I nodded quietly, unable to disappoint another person. I would ask God for mercy, but I'm too embarrassed at my foolishness. I must ask you to forgive my rudeness, my friend. I came here to forget all about these things for a time, so please go about your business without my involvement. He waved me off. Wait, I have a question. How does one become a reformed demon? He looked insulted, but as his eyes looked over the scrolls again, he began to piece things together. What in God's name does an angel? What in God's name does an angel have a concern with a demon? My friend was badly injured. The only option was to use a prayer known as the divine intercession. It secured him from now, however. The spell will end soon. I want to be able to help him on the other side. The divine intercession. One of the strongest prayers a mere mortal could utter. The Jabez prayer and divine intercession could change a human soul from evil to good. So this is angel technology. We both looked behind us to see Elder Price with Sister Davies close by his side, helping him stand as his cane kept him steady. He was palming the scrolls. The scrolls began to hum to his touch, then tightening its wrappings. He ran his fingers along the golden handles of the angel steel staff, binding it together. My friend My friend was a my friend was a fellow detective. Last night we were with each other when we witnessed a local club owner killed by his clientele. It's been a rough night. We were hunted by them all night. I wiped my eye, trying to cope with the guilt building up inside me, swallowing my tears. My spirit tells me you became an angel trying to hold all your grief within you. You learned how to be strong as a child. You learned to be strong, but we are all still soft as a child. You are strong, but your heart did not harden to the world like everyone else's. Your strength came from remaining soft. The elder Price pats my back. Gee, thanks. I rolled my eyes. Elder Price chuckled. I do not mean soft like a rabbit or a deer. I mean your heart is soft. Your blood is warm. You didn't allow the world to turn you into another one of the cynics. I see in your eyes you're a dreamer. You believe in the vision in your head. You didn't want to live in this world, but how do you enjoy living in the next? Not much better, quite honestly. There are angels from so many different species and planets. Finding human angels is quite difficult. Life gets lonely, but I get by, I admit. You astonish me. I've lived for so long, yet you live in the afterlife. I never imagined an angel so young. I was 20 when I died. 20. A baby in truth. Elder Price welcomed me to follow him. We were about to sit down for lunch. Would you like to join us, Enoch? Sister Davies asked me. If I'm welcome. I lifted Demetria on my back. Of course she may join us. Elder Price gets a firm grip on my forearm. I carried Demetria on my right shoulder while Elder Price steadied himself on my left arm as we walked into the temple. Last night was the most horrific night of my life. I do not remember losing faith to such a degree in 50 years. Elder Price let out a dreadful breath. I agree. I'd never been through so much hardship as an angel. Things must have gotten worse. Things have always been bad. We're only beginning to see the after effects of generations of curse, sin, and distance from God. We cannot save the saved. We cannot save the kids. We cannot save the kids who grew up in church. It's the people outside God's reach that need help. There's no one outside of God's reach, yet they remain untouched and lost. Elder Price gave me a stern look. I zipped my lip, letting him go on his train of thought. I saw them last night. The monsters are running rampant. I've seen them for a year now. But never so many. We remain to hide here for our lives, when the lives outside the church need Jesus. Elder Price gripped my shoulder. If I don't find Jezebel and Lilith, no one will be inside or outside the church. Therefore, I'll either be observed into a full blight or God's rapture. Yes. We have known this for thousands of years. Have we not known of the threats of good and evil, of God's wrath and Satan's trickery? People so lost in fear of God, or the government, that's what created all those wayward souls in those monstrous bodies. What of mutides? Would not come to others speaking of the mercy and love of Jesus instead of the judgment and wrath? If we hadn't persecuted those souls and condemned them to their fates, perhaps there would be no good or evil. We would be skinless apes chasing fabrics and rocks, as our ancestors had done. Why not be more than our ancestors? Shouldn't we want to be more than a skinless ape with guns and opposable thumbs? Is true divinity not the ability to love people around us, vulnerable and daring as a jumping off a cliff? How have we grown so far apart that we must sacrifice our lives for damnation we've known since the first man and woman came into existence? So the future will fail to atrophy. Bravo and beautiful. Our gift is the present. So one day God will destroy us all, or evil will destroy us all. Until that day, what type of life do we live? What kind of relationship do we have with our neighbors? We have thousands of minutes or hours until our eternal damnation by an almighty God. Did he not at least give us a beautiful life while we breathe in our lungs? Have we become so forsaken? I think I might know where Ahab is these days. At least where he spends a lot of time. Deacon Young relents, cutting off Elder Price. I shook myself away, lost in Elder Price's rant of focusing on the blessings of life rather than our blunders. I'd almost fallen asleep in my sandwich and soup prepared by Sister Davies, who sat by my left. I was not done, Elder Price protests. Elder Price, I thought your sermon was beautiful, but Enoch needs real answers. Sister Davies patted my knee. These are the real answers. The Beatitudes are the answer, Elder Price retorts fiercely. I rubbed my chin but had no idea what he mentioned. The Beatitudes were not in my guardian angel training, whatever he had said. So I scratched my head, trying to place it in my memory banks, but had never heard the word. The promises of God. Deacon Young catches on to my confusion. Oh, crap, you're right. Wait, God promised to never destroy the earth again. He couldn't possibly bring about the rapture. God did not bring the rapture. When John projected his revelations, the Antichrist brought the apocalypse. Then Jesus returns. Jesus' return doesn't bring about the rapture of the end. It's his antithesis. Sister Davies schools me. So in other words, the kingdom of heaven is defenseless due to the promises. Not exactly. Elder Price's point was that so much time had been wasted on condemning sin, and none of it has been used to enjoying the miracles and blessings of our lives. Sister Davies says before sipping her soup while it's still hot. She had Campbell's tomato soup. Elder Price shared a can of chicken noodle soup. Deacon Young had Progresso clam chowder. Deacon Young scowled at me as I looked over at his bowl while he seasoned it with salt and pepper. I averted my eyes, my view falling back upon Sister Davies, and her bright smile as she studied me. Do you get to report all this back to heaven? To Jesus himself, I smiled at her intrigue. You've met the Jesus Christ? He's my boss. He's our king. Your eyes were so intense when you said that. I love your conviction. Too bad you two can't get married, Elder Price chuckled. Sister Davies blushed, looking down at her lap and nibbling her sandwich. Stranger things have happened. I smirked, considering the idea. You need a baptism first. But we could have you two wed by evening. Elder Price pushes. Oh my God, that is not happening. She mutters, covering her face with her hands. Cheer up. Elder Elder Price, please stop teasing me. Enoch would want nothing with some silly girl like me. I happen to like silly girls, I smile. Her eyes finally met mine as her smile returns with 2 flustered cheeks. I lifted her head, kissing her forehead. Alas, I'm dead. I don't care. Really? I'm to be chased regardless. I would rather be married to an angel, she confirms. I'm interested, but I need to pray on this. Seriously, it's a lot all at once. So I held my head, feeling my night compounding on my body and spirit. I did not mean to add another stress to your life. I know young love when I see it. You are here for a reason. Please take your time. Feel free to reheat your food. We have beds as well where you can lay down and rest. You're safe here. Elder Price bows his head. Thank you for your hospitality. I don't remember the last time I sat down for a family meal like this one. Thank you all. I clasped my hands, wishing I had a way to repay them. After fighting the defendant and being graciously welcomed, I headed to the sanctuary, feeling a different connection to this temple. However, the marriage proposal was a bit weird. I tried marriage. It's superior technology, but not my cup of tea. At least not in my situation. Everyone's love life is different. Maybe if you'd gone to therapy, I would have lived. I try not to live in the past. The future was before me. My phone rang, alerting me of another case. Already? No. It was a phone call. Hello? I asked, unfamiliar with the number. You're not back yet. You are not back yet, Lilith. Lilith? How did you get my number? You're supposed to be entertainment. I am entertainment, and you were supposed to be here too. Now where are you? I asked. I don't answer you. Look, you and my phone call. I had one. The ops gave me a number. I need you to tell them the truth. I don't know the truth. You're the only one who knows the truth. I know you were there when Samael died. They think it was a hit. I refuse to speak until I spoke to you. I'm a detective, not a lawyer. All the lawyers here are angels, Enoch. They want me to burn for what I did, and now that Lucifer's dead, I wanted him overthrown and finally punished. Well, I'm not too sad he's dead, but I didn't do it. It was a riot in the club. They heard about the rapture before I can get any real intel. He wasn't too fond of you. You are these days. Well, maybe you. My office still stands. I need you to get to heaven. Now. Hopefully a few more hours in jail will mellow you out. I spent an entire night fighting demons you led onto Earth. I nearly died, or worse, because of you. Do you think I'm going to help you? Those demons wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for you. The line went quiet. I took a deep breath, weaning in the dead silence. Should I hang up and leave Lilith to rot? She calls as if I'm supposed to speak. Well, she asked. Well, what? I will be yours if you help me. If you choose to have me erased, then so be it. I'm yours. If you do what any red-blooded man would enjoy, I suppose I am to serve you for eternity. Then whatever. I will not let these hypocrites judge me. You will be my judge. Does Jesus agree to those terms? You need another man's permission? She sucks her teeth. I need to know this will not compromise the kingdom of heaven, I retort. Enoch, you have my permission. When you return to heaven, please meet me in the grove. I will talk to you directly. After you've reunited with your friend. A third voice answered my concern, a soothing yet stern voice like a father trying to calm his child in a tantrum. After? Lilith has been here for hours, refusing to speak. She's refusing to move. She keeps repeating your name. So please figure things out. I do not know anything of an agreement you two have previously made, nor any relations you have had. However, she seems intent on hissing her forked tongue in your ear. He's testing you, Enoch, Lilith teases before the line cuts. I rubbed my temples as my teeth ground against each other. I tried to breathe but couldn't find the air. I was in such pain down to my core. How did I become her last lifeline? How dare she act such a thing for me before my king? And his voice, he sounded like he didn't even know me anymore. After last night, I didn't recognize myself either. I wanted to pray but couldn't open my mouth. Sister Davies had been standing over my shoulder, having heard the entire conversation in awe. We didn't say anything as she helped me stand to my feet from the shock, processing everything going on momentarily, as if life was moving in slow motion. So I got led to the dormitories on the upper level. She sat on my bed, hoping I would join her for a few minutes, but I felt too vulnerable, and the temptation felt too great. So I turned my back to it all, passing up the issues, heading to the windows and closing curtains to sit in the pitch black. I lay there trying not to cry from the overwhelming emotions pouring over me. I felt delicate hands rubbing my back and the stubs of my wings, left when they got concealed. It took everything in me not to massage because it kept me together. I wanted to figure out why so many humans were committing suicide. I tried to put an end to their senseless deaths. I'd been fighting for my life because of some feud hundreds of thousands of years before my birth. My problems weren't adding. They were multiplying exponentially. I must stop the rapture. If I can do nothing else but stop God from pulling the trigger on Earth, maybe Lilith is genuinely the only person to help me achieve it. After I wake up, it's straight back to heaven.